So I'm just going to read you a little bit about the program, and you can feel free again to drop any questions on the bottom. So during this time of lockdown, it may be difficult for students of art to stay inspired and active. While productivity need not be the priority of this time, we are all faced with the enormity of this pandemic and may need some guidance to keep making and thinking about art. This virtual mentorship is a resource for artists to develop and grow their artistic practices and personal projects. It will take the form of readings, writing, art making, and research. We will narrow down on the students' specific interests and use this time to provide a space for exploration. The mentorship is flexible in duration, although we are starting with a 2-course module to kind of test out how this is going to go, and to give people a chance to try it out before deciding how they want to move forward. And we can move easily from video to email, although a 1-hour video class would be important for us to fully engage with your practice. And then we can continue to talk over email about things like readings and writing assignments. And the idea is to really suit the needs of the students. And the goal of the mentorship is to really add value to the quality of thought and rigor of process to prepare the artist for a self-directed project. So I think very often what happens in not just arts education, but education in general, is that students are given material to learn and given skills to learn, and a specific, like for example, I could teach you how to do a specific type of binding. I could teach you how to do a Coptic binding, right? And I could bring all the tools that you need. They're very specific tools, and you could sit and you could learn this binding perfectly in an hour with me, right? But then you go home, and what does this actually add to your daily life? So I think that this is a very important thing to think about in pedagogy, is how does what we work on together inform your life at large? And I hope that this course is something that allows artists to be self-directed, to take their own projects forward with confidence beyond the class. Because very often what happens is, even after me having attended 4 years of art school in America, the constant question you will keep asking is, okay, but how do I do this once I graduate? Or what is the art world? What does it look like? What happens in the art world? How do things work? And there's always this kind of mysterious smirk or grin of like, oh, you'll see when you get there. And I feel it's this kind of withholding of information, and it's a kind of gatekeeping that a lot of artists fall into doing, and because the art world is kind of hierarchical and an abstract thing to approach. So in order to be able to approach it, you really need to have the tools to push yourself forward, and those tools are extremely internal. It involves being able to outline your research, to be able to follow it, to be able to know which sources to look at, because that's also extremely difficult today in the world of 5,000 billion sources available to us on the internet. Where do we look? Who do we look to? And how do we engage with sources that are truly going to enrich us? How do we also identify people around us that we can contact to meet up with, and for them to act as mentors to us in some way? So for example, I have a student, her name is Sharabanu, and she's doing some incredible work about teaching her peers. She's in the 11th grade, about teaching her peers how to be an active citizen, right? So what I can come in and do for her is help her complete her project about that, help her find the right ways to think about these things, to set up research parameters, but also to connect her to the larger sphere of what is happening in this realm in Bombay already, things that she might not be aware of, because often as a student you're in your own bubble and you don't have that larger awareness of the Bombay art world or the Bombay maybe civic society and activist world. So I connected her with an organization called URBS. It's an architectural and public space use program, and URBZ. You should all check it out. They're really doing incredible work. Their office is based in Dharavi. Due to the lockdown, we haven't had a chance to go meet with them yet, but they were very excited to sit and talk with Sharvanu about the project she was doing. So I would be acting during the virtual mentorship program as a kind of mediator between you and the larger sphere of what it is you're referring to. This is something that I wish I had when I was just starting out with my artistic practice, and because I didn't have it, I've kind of picked up the skills along the way by necessity to equip myself to deal with these things myself, and I would be glad to teach you guys. For anyone who joined late and doesn't know who I am, my name is Lesha Khandelwal. I'm an interdisciplinary artist. I work in photography, drawing, painting, installation, and several other mediums. And I've been teaching with Artist 360 almost throughout this year. And I also run a collective space in Colaba called Ikatta, so I'm also trying to work towards supporting artists already. And what another thing that I've been doing throughout this lockdown, since the lockdown started, the day the lockdown started, I offered artists, maybe artists who are further along in their career, so maybe around my career stage or a little bit further than me, I offered them all help to write about their work, because that's something that I was always looked towards for in college. Sorry, grammar. Whenever we had to submit an artist statement or a bio, because it is extremely important to have some kind of writing to accompany your work once you get to that point, and even in your developing stages, to have that skill can really make or break a project. So I would always be the one in the labs in the middle of the night editing the whole class's bios and statements, and everyone would be sitting next to me. Some of them really didn't like to write, so they would just be speaking or narrating what their feelings are about their work, and I would be sitting and transcribing it, and then trying to turn it into some kind of thing that we could submit. And through that process, I learned that I really love writing about art, and I really love helping people do that. So in the beginning of the lockdown, as I said, I offered online for several artists to approach me and to ask if they needed help with artist statements and bios. So what I've been doing is I've been helping about 8 different artists, all of different mediums, an electronic musician, a documentary photographer, a commercial filmmaker, an architect, and interior designer. Who else? Some more interesting things. A sustainable fashion designer who's working with natural dyes and organic cotton and upcycled fabrics. Soon I'm going to be talking with a psychologist who needs some help with her Instagram bio. So that can also be a kind of a practice, in a way, a creative practice, right? So it's been incredible to spend so much time with different practitioners, talking over Skype, kind of using this lockdown as a time to connect and help each other and share skills. And I've also learned so much from that about how different processes in different mediums function, and that's something I take away from it and continue to add to my learnings and my skill sets as a teacher. So that's a little bit about the course and a little bit about me. If you have any questions, maybe you could DM them, so you don't have to wait on the live and I don't have to sit here and stare at you. I'll post a few more things on the story, some resources that you can look at. It'll be better to do that rather than the live session. And yeah, just feel free to DM me. I'll be on this page for the next about half an hour or so. It was nice to talk to all of you, and if you have any questions, let me know. Hope you're staying safe and staying inside. Bye.